This week on the podcast, we're here. We're actually with each other in person, which is cool. Screaming over each other, and yeah, this might have come out horribly, but we enjoyed it. And we spoke about Bear versus Shark. Right now, you're in the best of hands,
Yes,
and something, and yeah, album title. And I recommended Dangerous Summer Golden Record to Ben. And then we also spoke about what is weird in bands, or what doesn't work in terms of a lineup setup. So should that band have a singer on their own, or should they have a guitar?
Yeah.
Some of these things are unnerving Ben, and he's already taken it.
I would say we spoke exclusively about.
Yeah, it was
Because I'm
mainly that,
obsessed.
and we reviewed a couple of bands like really quickly.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
in-house.
In the house, actually together in the same place,
Shout
which
out
is
to you boys.
This is probably the one and only time this happens. Because after this, it's probably gonna be a massive fight, or a lot of kissing. I'm not sure.
Just in my kitchen.
It's not Ben's kitchen. It'd
Lot of
be
planning.
extreme if this was your kitchen.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Muffle
Dexter-esque.
I'm the loudest chef on earth.
We're excited.
Yeah.
Two good bands. Ben, what did you listen to this week?
I listened to The Dangerous Summer. I've got my notes here. Sorry, I'm looking off. Their second album, Golden Record.
Golden
Is
Record.
that what it's called? From 2013.
To me, it is a golden record.
On Hopeless Records, which is a classic.
Always
My
good.
God. The Absolute Boys. Right. You've said some stuff in the intro there that is going to make me feel bad now.
What, facts?
No.
You referenced a band. We won't ruin it because we said we were going to talk about that band, but you said sometimes you find it weird if a band's singer isn't playing guitar.
This is purely
Sometimes.
vibe-based.
Okay,
But I think a lot of people would agree with me. There's certain bands who have to have a singer who's just a singer.
Yeah.
And there's certain bands who have to have a singer who plays guitar.
If you're a hardcore band,
You can't have a
you
sing-
can't
yeah,
have a guitar
exactly.
because
I
you
know.
want to be diving around.
I think when Comeback Kid announced, their guitarist took over when their singer left. And I thought he was going to be playing guitar. And I was like, that would be insane.
Mental.
I wouldn't be able to look at it.
Yeah.
It would
Then
make me feel physically sick.
you blur the line into being trivium.
Yes,
Or like
exactly.
into metal, which... And they always seem to try and hand the guitar off at every
Yeah, I know, they don't
possible
want it.
thing and want to get in the crowd. Yeah, no one wants a guitar.
But I don't know I'm glad you understood the rules because I don't know
Yeah.
where they come from.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anywhere you can blur the lines.
Yeah.
Are there any bands where it's like, oh no, it could be a front man
Mm.
or it could be just a guitar? Like, I don't think there is. Imagine like Korn. Imagine Jonathan Davis playing guitar in Korn.
Deftones.
It would be so weird. Oh, that is a
Chino
great
jumps in and out. Chino jumps in and
Yeah.
out. But I would say that when I've seen them live and he goes to guitar,
Yeah.
you do just want him diving around.
Yeah,
And he's
exactly.
like an animal on stage as well. So
I think again, band vibe wise, that's a good shout in terms of bands.
That's
that
the only
go
one I
both
can think
ways.
of.
So like
And they do
heavy,
go
but a
both
bit shoegazy. Shoegazy?
Shoegazy.
I'm trying to mix up Fugazi. Fugazi.
Nice.
Fugazi could go. And they do actually, yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, I think we were talking about, because I was talking about Hot Mulligan. And I
Mhm.
found out their singer doesn't play guitar and it made me feel physically sick.
And I said Dangerous Summer.
Yeah.
I sometimes find this odd when the bassist
Bass player,
is
singer.
the front man.
Yeah, I do as well. It's
I don't
weird,
know why
isn't
that's
it? Why?
odd.
Because it's
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
That's been around for as long as time. Well, I don't know. Depends how you look at the Beatles, but
Sting.
McCartney,
Yeah,
like that's
famously.
famously.
Yeah.
Sting, yeah,
Yeah.
good point.
Those
Those
Beethoven.
legendary pop punk bands, the Police
Yeah.
and the Beatles.
I'm more okay with that. Drums. Oh, that's just another story.
Right,
What are
yeah.
you doing?
Under Oath.
Yeah. Well, it's just so impressive, but it looks
Blows my
insane.
mind. It looks. It's hard enough playing the drums, mate.
Exactly. And I never really want to watch the drummer. I'm sure you do, but
Oh, 'cause that's all I stare at.
I've got no interest. I need a focal point. And if that's that guy just sat, he's literally sat. He
Yeah,
cannot
it does
move.
feel a bit passive.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Mm.
I can't remember what we were talking
It's
about.
Dangerous Summer.
Yeah, Dangerous Summer.
Dangerous Summer.
Yeah. What I actually meant by your intro was I was worried because I didn't like it very much.
What, you didn't like the Dangerous Summer?
No, I haven't told him this year.
Wow. Wait till I get. I've changed my opinion on the band. You
I
told me
think
to
we
listen
picked two we might not. I think this is my least favourite so far.
Wow, I instantly loved this record.
Really?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That, I mean, to be fair, like Catholic Girls is first, and I loved that song.
Okay, did you think we're off to a good
Yeah,
start?
and I was like,
Okay.
I'm in. Like the melody is superb. Like
Mhm.
loved it, and then it kind of felt like they did that song a lot again.
That's a fair comment. This album does this. I did the thing of I followed the rules we kind of spoke, not rules, but like the unspoken rules of this is the album that got me in.
Right.
So I was like, this is the one to get you in. But there is 2 albums before this. It's much more pop punk.
Okay.
And like, I think I also got into them. Their drummer, or the drummer at the time, Ben. I think they got him off YouTube.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to end up going down this random tangent of talking about drummers I follow on YouTube, and then them ending up in bands.
Yeah.
His name's Ben Cato, and he ended up, I think, he did a cover of a song on their first album.
Yeah.
And then they saw it when their drummer left, and then got him in the band. And he's an insane drummer, and the drums are mad on this album. And it came from Ben Quad, where I was like, the drums are just so like insane. And like creative for pop punk. That's why I think fell in love with him. I do like his voice as well. I think he's got a good
I
voice.
really like it, and the melodies are great. I didn't.
I get what you mean.
For the record,
it's got a vibe. To the record,
and we've said before, like it's a stupid thing to throw at a band that the songs are samey, because of course bands. It's a sound. That's fine. Yeah. But I felt like I possibly didn't listen to it as much as I have the other stuff. It felt like every first verse was that like slow, like Tom, emo thing.
It is
like
well emo,
this
album.
So it all just kind of plodded along a bit for me, and I was, I mean, I wouldn't say I was annoyed. That's going a bit far, but I liked that first song so much, and that melody in Catholic Girls. And the rest of it probably isn't any worse, but I think because that's the first one I heard, I was like, this is really cool. It might be one of the I might go back to it because I feel like I was in the wrong mood.
Also, I'd say go and listen to the 2 albums before. I can't remember. I know Warpaint is the one before this. That one's pretty good. The one before that is proper like a bit more Ben Quad,
right?
A bit more like upbeat pop punk.
Yeah.
They did that classic thing. They do 2 pop punk albums and then they go into the classic third emo album.
You have to
because
you can't do 3 pop punk albums.
Can't be that happy.
It doesn't bear thinking.
Can't be that happy forever.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is what's happened.
That's a good album title.
That is.
I definitely
making notes.
Yeah, we should. I definitely knew the name, and I think you're right. I probably knew them as like a upbeat pop punky, slightly emo band.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about them. I don't think I'd heard them. Like, are they well walked or they feel well walked?
Yeah, I think they've done a few slam dunks.
Yeah,
they're on tour literally.
They are
right now.
Yes, which we only realised they're playing the O2 Academy
tonight.
Is it tonight?
I think so.
I'm busy. Their toms are warmed up. So bitchy. Yeah, they were formed in 2006 and then split up in 2014 and then had a big old break.
Yeah.
Came back 2017. But 2006, 2014, that is like probably prime Warped Tour, isn't it? I bet they're all over that.
I bet that's well like.
But they were lapping that up.
Like we said before, like the bands we always all miss. That's State Champs, Knuckle Pop. That's that second wind of pop punk.
Yeah, definitely.
Or third.
Yeah, I don't know really. Would you count like the 90s? Obviously,
Green Day and that.
Yeah,
and then, like the
that
kind
almost
of
felt totally separate,
Glory, and then kind of like this.
Yeah, I kind of think of 2001 onwards. That's like the start of this sort of stuff.
Yeah, no, true.
I'm not ignoring the older. I love the older stuff, but it feels really different for some reason. The proper granddaddies. Yes, so I liked it.
But not that much.
No, but not that much. I don't know why, man. It just is that unfair, do you think? That it just all kind of merged into
I get what you're saying, but it's also that thing of, we've said it before, but like, I'm so quick to be like, listen to like a playlist versus an album. And I do think as a body of work again, like this sounds like you could pick a song off of this and play this and you'd be like, oh, that's off Golden Record.
Yeah,
because it does have a sound to it.
And I think it was probably similar to when I listened to the Blink album. If I'd plucked a song out and listened to it at random, I think I would have really enjoyed it. Like I really enjoyed the first song, so maybe it was just like
it is a bit this is our emo record.
And then there's obviously having a sound, and there is being samey, and this to me
blurred the line.
Went a bit over the line.
Fair. No, Catholic Girls is a banger.
It's such a good guitar, honestly. That melody was in my head for the rest of the day. And then something else got in my head. And now I couldn't sing it to you for all the money in the world.
I was just thinking what the melody was saying.
Then I listened to something really catchy. I Disappear by Metallica.
It's a banger, and that is really catchy.
That was always our palate cleanser if you've got a song stuck in your head. Just sing that song, because it's not catchy enough to get in your head. But it's catchy enough to get the old song out of your head.
Oh.
That doom, 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 hey, but it won't stay in your head. It's perfect.
When I wake up in the middle of the night now with Metallica, that's your fault.
I'm so bad for getting songs stuck in my head. Like, to the point where I want to like put myself away somewhere, and listen to Metallica, because it will be unbearable, and it will just be like one line from a song that will just round and round.
I get that as well.
It's normally something I like on the plus side, but bloody hell, it does me head in. Anyway, so it's another band where mainly just one member has lasted.
It's the bassist / singer.
Yeah,
they've got all new everyone, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, it seems to come up a lot, which is fun. I like that.
Yeah, I think also you end up with one person that is the songwriter.
Yeah,
and that is almost the embodiment of like the lyrics come from that person.
Exactly.
And like songs. I'm guessing, I don't know, I haven't looked at the writing credits.
You'd have thought so. That's probably a big part of the singer guitarist like thing of whether you're just a singer.
Oh yeah,
because most of the bands I like do tend to have like singer songwriters.
Yeah,
I think if you've got that clear vision, it's
when you
so much
say singer
easier.
Songwriter, you mean singer who plays guitar,
and then
because they can write the whole thing and then you bring everyone and bring something.
And I'm sure the rest of the band have stuff to do with it, but
like get involved.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that must make so much difference. You've got one person's clear vision and then everyone else just chips in a bit.
I don't know. I've done bands both ways.
Yeah.
Like the last band we did together, I think was somewhere in the middle actually.
Yeah.
Whereas like someone sometimes would come with all the stuff, and then other times it would be I've got a bit.
Yeah.
And then everyone builds off of it.
Yeah, true.
I've always actually previously done bands where it's just like turn up and just stare at each other.
Oh, man,
which is infuriating. But also when it comes off is the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like I said
those
this the other day to
practices, like, that cost me 30 points. We just stared at each other in a room.
I got annoyed at one person. It was just like trying to get some sort
of poor guitarist. I'd always feel so because you're like, go on then.
Get some riff.
Play us a banger off the top of the head. Awful. Bless him. Yeah. I was only ever a singer, so it's like just no pressure. And then pressure like down the line. They'd be like, have you got anything?
Do a melody to that.
Fine.
That riff we got, yeah.
So I liked it. I think it,
that's fair.
It washed over me a bit. I'm so sorry.
That's fair.
Is it what are you saying? I'm going to go straight to Mark's because I'm intrigued about what you think of it.
This album,
how big is it?
Really into it. It's not like a seminal album.
No,
like, it's not in my top 50 or anything. But when I heard it, I was like, oh, this is a really good band that I've heard before. And like, sometimes, like we said, we miss bands and stuff like that. These are one that I didn't listen to it when it came out. I think I heard it like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
And then since I've got really into them.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is kind of my gateway drug, like into them. And I think I really enjoyed it. Like I think, this is just proper me. And this will probably come out in every like second episode of the podcast, depending on the band we're talking to. But my just actual music, ignoring the people, favourite band of all time is probably Brand New.
Yeah.
And I think there's been a gap in my life
that
I'm constantly trying to fill with emo warmth. Not emo warmth, but like emo.
Yeah.
I want Deja and I want the Devil and God of Rage inside me. Somewhere between that, I always want another band that's going to do that for me. Without the exact all the shit that goes on with it, sadly.
Sadly, quite hard in that scene as well.
Yeah,
a lot of trash people.
Yeah, a lot of dicks, man.
Real shame.
Yeah. It just seems to go along with the territory, doesn't it, for some reason, unfortunately.
We can't get into that.
Yeah, we'll leave. That's a whole podcast on its own that I don't think I want to do.
No.
I think I'll just look at the music.
Yeah.
But so I think I've always I like that sound, and I think this has got a bit of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Proper emo.
It's like a bit hotelier as well, who I love.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So I think I would think I was searching for bands like that at that time, which is probably around the time all the shit happened. And I was like finding things to plug the gaps. So I think at the time I was like, this is a banger. I think for me, I would give it classic, like it's a 7-8 toss up. I think not a point but a high. I think a 7.
Okay.
I recommend it because I think it's just a good album.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I think you're going to give it a 5.
I mean, this is this is something we knew we were going to have to accept when we did this podcast. We respect each other.
With Alexis on Fire,
exactly.
Which cut me deep. This won't cut me deep.
Yeah, you did it with Tiny Brown Bike. We respect each other. Small Brown Bike.
What are they actually called?
Do you not remember? Oh, it's Small Brown Bike.
Oh, My Little Bike.
I was just joking. Yes, this was always going to be an issue with this. It's just
part of the reason each other.
1 week there'll just be one where one of us will just have to go, are you all right?
Yeah.
This is trash.
But
no, not at all. This was a lovely listen. This was not a challenge. I say, Catholic Girls, I loved the song.
Before we go full pop punk.
But I think even 5. Yes, a high 5. 5 feels
harsh, but 6.
It does. 6 feels good.
Oh yeah.
Actually, no. Yeah, no, I would go 6.
6 is like good.
Yeah, like some of the melodies alone, it's like well put together. His voice is
sounds
great.
good.
Yeah. 5 would be harsh. 5's such a weird. Like, what does that mean for an album?
Halfway.
I feel like 4's a better score than 5. that.
Speaking of looking at you and thinking, what the fuck are you on about?
But like, at least you're feeling something with a 4.
At least I feel something
with
with
a 4 out of 10. Like, you're like,
no, I get what you mean. I'd always
rather
love something.
Exactly.
Because I think at least it's a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, a 5 is a bit like.
What would a 5 be?
What is that? It just exists.
I quite dislike that.
She was on Hopeless for a bit.
I like her as a person.
Yeah.
I just not her music.
Yeah, she's a 5.
Yeah, 5. No, but yeah, this would be a 6 for me.
Okay.
Like song titles, good. Sins, Drowning, Knives. We Were Waiting.
That's a good song as well, actually.
That's evocative.
It is.
I'm so pathetic made me laugh.
That sounds like it's on an early Blink album.
Yeah.
Or Green Day. Yeah, that's proper.
And I always give people the benefit. I assume they wrote that title being like, that's like funny. That's obviously funny. Like,
oh, do you reckon?
Yeah, I thought so. I don't know.
This is very serious.
They're quite an earnest band, aren't they?
Yeah, I think this is quite like.
I still was giving them the benefit.
No, I think that's true. Oh, okay. I think he is pathetic.
I'm so pathetic.
Blooming pathetic.
I'm fascinated by the so they had like a 3-year gap, which is interesting.
I think that was when the album, like after this album, I think they kind of had a break.
Yeah.
Or maybe a 3-year gap. I don't know where you're getting that from, but
that's what Wiki's. Yeah.
Is it?
I've written it down, so Danny doesn't trust me, but I did get that off Wiki.
You've also written 20117.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
20117.
The year 20117.
So can we trust your numbers?
Yeah, the robot version.
But yeah, no, I think they did have a break, and I got into them when they got back from said break.
They've got loads of albums.
They've got loads of albums. They've been a bit relentless in the last couple of years. I feel like they've had like 3 or 4 albums.
Mate, some of the... Oh, sorry, I feel like I'm going in on Dangerous Summer. Have you seen some of the later album covers, though?
Yeah.
It looks like AI.
Yeah, I think it is. Gravity is definitely...
Jesus.
Which is, again, going back to the... it's very Deja Untendu for those that have a look. It's an astronaut standing in a field.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, that is the album. Yeah, that's...
But Max Bemis on the track. That's
cool. I like Mother Nature's really good, and The Dangerous Summer. There's a song on that one where she's like underwater, just a self-titled one.
Oh yeah.
There's the opening song on that is amazing. Again, it is a bit more somber. This is just a flare. Is it flare or a candle? Just held by a hand.
I do like it though. So I'm just going to look at it. Sue me. Let's not get any bigger. Yeah, I think it's a flare. I like it though. Good font.
Yeah, it's strong.
Yeah.
I think things like that are just. That's a good record actually. Like a
that'd make a good vinyl. That
pretty strong.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I do like that. In
right there,
in the house. Yeah, probably put it in the kitchen. Up here. I'd maybe go living room with that. You know.
Yeah,
I think it's strong. Yeah, I'll do it above the fireplace.
Fire above the fireplace.
I don't have a fireplace.
That's mental. I've got a fireplace.
Hypothetical.
Yeah. Sounds like you put it in the fireplace from your review.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't trash it, but yes, it was good.
Fine.
I added one song to my ultimate playlist, which is where I add every song ever.
Oh,
and I added Catholic Girls.
Okay, fair.
So I think there's probably been albums I've done that I haven't done that. So maybe this isn't there.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So yeah.
All right.
There you go. Across the board.
Strong.
Fine.
Oh, are you ready for me to just unleash?
Yeah, I know.
I
wish I'd got the second now.
So you gave me Bear versus Shark. I love the title of this record.
Oh, it's really
right
good.
Now you're in the best of hands.
Yeah.
Or safest of hands.
It's got a really. They call it that, but it's got a really long title.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry.
This
is terrible.
This is
podcast.
Like being on. I was about to say being on your phone and doing something at the same time. That is exactly what it is.
Sorry.
My Spotify usage goes through the roof but not listening to anything when we do this podcast. Where I'm desperately trying to. We're not the most prepared people in the world.
No, clearly.
But that's part of the fun.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, fucking
it's not got it all on there. We'll find it. We'll drop it in the comments.
It's got a really long title, and I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, it's very good.
Instantly, I was like, this sounds like hot water music.
Yes, that's a good shout.
And I was like, do you like hot water music?
And I'd never really thought of that. I do. I don't know them as well as I should do, really. But I really like what I've heard.
Oh, mate, they're a bit more straight.
Yeah.
Like punky.
This is like the post-hardcore version of hot water music, basically.
Yeah, they've got really elements of that, hot water music. I think everyone just thinks they're like a punk rock band, but they are actually a bit more... This is like hot water music and At the Drive-In crashing into each other, which is two very very good bands crashing into each other. Hopefully they never crash into each other. But and they gave me that kind of vibe. Yeah. A little bit like Old Against Me in places, like rough, like love the voice. Yeah, I actually really liked his voice. I actually liked it.
Oh, you wanted to share.
After Dangerous Summer, I really wanted to give this just a 5 and make it nothing.
I mean, I should say for context, we've got very different albums here in terms of you have admitted you picked one that you like got into a bit late, were a fan, but nothing major.
Yeah,
whereas Bear vs. Sharkar, they're one of my guys.
Okay, this was like up there for
possibly
you.
Top 5 bands.
Wow,
I love them. They're
I always thought for some reason that they were. You just said they're a hardcore band. I don't feel like they were a hardcore band as such.
No.
They're a bit more in that kind of post-hardcore / punk. I thought they were quite punky in places.
Yeah, definitely.
But I always thought they were like The Bled or something like that.
Really?
Like really like jumpy, like hardcorey, like kind of screamo. Just the name.
I was going to say, do you think it's the name?
Yeah, I thought they might even be a bit like Alexis on Fire.
Yeah,
but I'd never heard them.
Judgment, don't you, about names?
Just in all these years, I'd heard that name constantly, and I'd never heard them. They sound a bit like Million Dead as well. I thought.
Yes, I bet Million Dead like them.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
They're pretty culty, but yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah,
they do.
I always imagined they were a hardcore band for some reason, and I think that put me off listening to them. There's very few bands in, like, if we use The Bled as an example, one of the few bands in that kind of similar sound, screamo-y kind of thing that I actually didn't like. I actually did like, or didn't mind, and I always just assumed they were going to be like that when they're really not, and they were really melodic.
There's some proper like indie songs on it, like Kylie's one of my favourite songs.
Like,
that's just like a lovely
little song in the middle of it. Yeah, no, they were great. They were really, really good. They get, like I said, for someone that's just gonna like be like, what do they sound like? Yeah, At the Drive-In meets hot water music was like a good way to describe it.
That's a great shout.
And At the Drive-In, I meant that in the like best possible way, and like At the Drive-In's best stuff. In fact, there was a song I wrote down and I was like, I'm pretty sure that is the start of an At the Drive-In song. Buses No Buses.
Oh yeah,
that sounds like an At the Drive-In song. Like massive.
That's one of my favourite. The chorus of that song.
Yeah, it sounded a bit like, I think definitely bands like spinning off of that, like recent bands. You listen to Such Gold?
Yes, yeah.
Who sound like At the Drive-In.
Yeah.
I said to someone, they're like a pop punk At the Drive-In. They were like the first At the Drive-In album. And I was like, no, that's what I meant. I meant just not like the one that everyone knows.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not that. Yeah, I think they probably came up with so they formed in 2001 in Michigan and then split up in 2005 and they're back. They've been, I say back. They're tiny, basically.
I just saw the Spotify thing there, like 15,000.
They're so small. Like, I think the reason I would have chosen them eventually anyway, but they've just announced their first ever UK tour.
And you were very excited.
Yeah, and I got on there at 10, as soon as tickets went on sale. and I don't think it's anywhere near sold out. I was like, oh my God.
I might come.
They're playing Oslo in London as well, which is like 370 capacity. It's upstairs. Yeah, I think so.
I might come.
They
were really good.
Yeah, do it. I'm so excited because I think I had the same story with Small Brown Bike, weirdly. Like, we had tickets to see them in, like, what year did they form? So it would have been about 2003, I think. Mm-hmm. And then they just cancelled and I think just couldn't get out, like, the amount of money. Yeah. I think bands like this are just doing it for a holiday. Like, they're not, they're hoping their expenses.
It's an adventure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they never made it over. So I don't know. There was quite a few bands like this at the time who, like, I got into and then... broke up, and it's like
American football.
Yeah, American football refused. Like, and these guys.
When we went to see, one of our friends cried.
Yeah,
when they played Never Men, which I was probably close to actually. When that first time.
Oh yeah.
It was the other Ben, but just to grass him. But yeah, like just because you were like, I never thought I'd see this. Yeah.
And then they've actually done out, like, them and Refuse, weird parallels there. Like, yeah, they weren't popular at all when they split up. Like, and then just got this notoriety as they were when you break up.
I think do one banger 100%. Sleeper album, break up.
So good. And then Refuse got to come back and be massive.
That's why every band I've ever been in, I've only ever done one.
You're just waiting for one of them.
None of them have really snowballed. One day,
imagine
I've got a sleeper album.
Yeah, they were like slightly bigger than our bands when they split up. That's probably not true. I've been barely. Refused were fucking tiny. They were still doing a bass.
You've done bands that were a bit better than like my band, so I think they're like, well, like you had a small label. At one point,
right.
Like, you were on, like we just did it here. We are at literally the rehearsal space we used to use, borrowing a bit of a room to do this in. But like, I think they were a bit bigger than we managed. But it's interesting you said it was 2001 to 2005 because they sound. This is the only way I can describe it. They sound like 2001 and 2005. I used to go to like a gig. I used to go to a gig, and it sounds like this is what all the bands are trying to sound like.
Yeah, definitely.
But they are the very good version.
100%.
Because you get bands, and there's a sound happens.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a point where everyone tried to sound like Finch.
Yeah.
Like every song started with like a guitar bit, and then someone screamed, and I was just like, that's just like that was popular at the time. And every band like kind of evolved until they found their sound. But I feel like every like local band I saw live were actually trying to sound like Bear vs. Shark. Because I feel like they're a melting pot of like punk and that kind of hardcore thing.
Yeah. Like really ramshackle, but I don't know, the songwriting's
they did it really well.
Point. His voice, like he was my favourite singer, but still is. I think his voice is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's good.
There's a guy called Mark Paffey, and he's just got that thing where I don't know, I think people who weren't into heavy music would say he's screaming.
Yeah.
He never is. Like it's so gruff. And so forceful.
Shouting.
Yeah, basically.
But good shouting.
And the melody, like I say, the chorus in Buses No Buses, like the end of Bloodgiver when he's just shouting Bloodgiver. I think gives me goosebumps to this day. And I've been listening to his album since 2001. And still, his voice.
This album's 24 years old.
Yeah, it's mad. It sounds, or does it sound good?
It does.
I remember you saying Small Brown Bike.
It sounds rough recorded. Like,
yeah,
everything's so polished now. I sound like a proper old man. So where everything's done. Like, we used to record here.
Yeah,
I mean, it probably sounds how our podcast sounds, just recording on my mic and on the webcam on my Mac. But that's just like, it was just like, get it done.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
kind of thing. And this sounds like that. It's raw, but like, it almost embodies to me, I don't know, you've not seen them live either, but like, how they might sound live a little bit in places. Like, it's still got a bit of edge to it.
It sounds really it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's all I want when I listen to an album.
When stuff's produced, sometimes it takes
We talked about that last week, didn't it? It's the hearing the... If I can hear the production, that's really wanky.
Yeah,
but if I can hear it, and there's just no excitement. I don't know why. I don't know. If you listen to an album, it doesn't get you really excited. I don't really see the point. No matter what that excitement is, if it's because it's really heavy or really beautiful.
5 out of 10's about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what we found out today.
That did excite me because it was a good melody.
Yeah.
But this, like from the off there, do. It's like, oh my god, it sounds like it's tacky.
It's not perfect.
No,
that's
not
what I like about it. None of it sounds exactly perfect, but it's well recorded.
Yeah,
that's probably the best way of putting it.
So I'm fascinated to see. I mean, I know they're good live because they've done like Audiotree sessions and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah,
I think I'd like that.
They still sound great. But I think they pretty much all of them did a band in between anyway.
Oh, okay.
Called Bars of Gold, which was so good. And it's kind of exactly what you'd want them to do. It's like more bluesy, like really cool, like jam bands. So with his voice over it, it's like, oh, yes.
Okay.
But again, like I follow them on socials. They're just a local band, man. They don't they don't tour. They just do Michigan. It's like, oh, it's really weird when you love a band that much.
And you're like, how did I find this band?
Yeah.
Well, I always think that when I'm like, no one's heard of this band.
It's weird, isn't it? I can't remember how. I think Ben Street probably got me into them, but that, you know, doesn't mean anything to anyone. It's getting a lot of shouting.
Crying Ben.
Crying Ben.
I hope he watches this. We're the only people that do watch this. Friends.
I'm so glad you like it.
Yeah, no, I really, really liked it. It's not like I didn't immediately think, I'm going to listen to
this
again.
Is fair.
Although I did listen to it twice, which is normally good.
Yeah, that's always a good sign. And yeah, it's not necessarily the reason we do this. So we're not hoping for someone to be like, "This is my favourite album ever."
I do think secretly, I do hope one day I'm going to show you something, and you're going to be like, "What have you done to me?
Yeah,
like you've broken me."
Day. And vice versa.
Album cover.
So just to check,
sorry,
they did like a.
Oh, I listened to the 2003 one.
Okay, good, because that is the real one. What? Even that says compilation, so I don't know if it was like their EPs or something. Together. But it flows so well as an album.
Yeah, definitely. But album cover looks like.
I do like it.
Oh, do you?
I know what you're going to say, but go on.
It looks like my 2-year-old joint.
Wasn't what I felt.
But it is a bit of the time.
Yeah,
I remember like 2000 to 2005 was very like you'd have these kind of abstracty cartoony things.
I've never looked at it that closely, really. It's sort of like as trees, isn't it? I mean, it's trees. Is it? I don't know.
I thought it was like
terrible podcast.
Plants in a pot.
I mean, what? That's not that different. Oh, it's not trees, you idiot. It's plants.
Same thing. Big plants.
Welcome to Botany Pod. Yeah, I quite like it. It's a little bit abstract. Lovely.
I think you could put it up in a room, like in any room.
Sure. Living room. Yeah, it'd look a bit bad.
Depends on your colour scheme.
A bit hippie-ish, maybe.
Yeah, it is a bit.
If you had it up. But yeah, they only did 2 albums, and I was talking to the guys I'm going to the gig with. They're one of those bands where, I mean, you probably got from that album, but their second album's the same. Where it's sort of just banger after banger. Like, and obviously they weren't like a singles band or anything. No. So you're like, oh, I wonder what they're going to play. Like, everything's a banger.
Yeah.
And they've only got 2 albums to pick from, but it's all bangers. So I'm very excited. Oh, please come. It's a great venue. It's in Hoxton.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't go wrong there.
Exactly. Cool venue, good band.
They're good song titles.
Yeah, great song titles.
I was going to say, I've categorised, I think, previously on the podcast of like Tube Lord, I mentioned, who would definitely, we won't do because we both really like them and have seen them together and stuff.
It's a good reference.
It's a good reference of just weird song titles and that are a bit, but I think I might now use Bear vs. Shark song titles because obviously they came way before Tube Lord, and I think Tube Lord probably did listen to them. But yeah, buses, no buses.
That's good.
There's a crack in your window, there's a crack in your life. I love that as a song title, by the way. It's such a good. Broken Dog Leg.
Yeah, it's good.
Like there's some random ones in
there. Yeah.
Ones.
What's Don't Tell the Horses the Stable's on Fire, is it?
Yeah, Don't Tell the Horses the Stable's on Fire. There's some just really cool, different, like, that have no, like, Blood Givers, obviously. He says that in the song. But, like, I think, I liked that it was sporadic, like, or eclectic in terms of the song titles and stuff like that. Is this a singer and no guitar? Out of interest.
Yeah, singer, no guitar. He can play guitar, because he does in the other band, but I don't think he does in Bear vs. Shark.
Because Hot Water Music actually one where he plays guitar, and they sound like he could dive around a bit.
See, I think Hot Water Music are a guitar frontman band, and this lot aren't.
If they were,
I don't make the rules.
Think about Army Avalanche.
Okay,
he's not got a guitar.
I love thinking about Army Avalanche. Yeah, that's weird. So why is that
not dissimilar in terms of like how the band sounds?
Is that just because I love Vinny so much and I love the movie life so much?
Did you play guitar?
No, so I know he's like a front.
Do you just know he's a frontman, so it's okay?
Yeah, this is what I mean. I think it's so vibe based. Like you could never write these rules down.
I get what you mean though. You said Hot Mulligan was a weird one that he didn't play guitar.
I think that's weird.
Agree.
Yeah,
that band, he should have a guitar.
Yeah.
I agree. But yeah, no, Ben, really good.
Oh,
recommendation.
Good stuff.
What are you going to give it out of 10 first?
I'm going to give...
We've never given a 10 before.
No, I know.
And a 10, I'm not sure what a 10 is, but this feels like it should be from you, so I'm intrigued to see what you give
I also think the chance of us picking a 10 that the other one doesn't always already like, do you know what I mean? Is pretty slim, so that's why we might not have a 10.
I don't know. We are a bit like, we do jar.
Yeah, true.
We don't, because you weren't like, what have you recommended?
Yeah, this would be pointless otherwise. If you were like, no, this is all bad.
No, where's the Dido?
She's getting some shouts.
God.
I'd give, right now you're in the best of hands, and if something isn't quite right, your doctor will know in a hurry. Full album title.
Oh, okay. It's even better now. And their album, and the name of the band is good.
Yeah, Bear vs. Shark is so good, isn't it?
Before you do the rating. I mean, logistically, it just depends on where the fight is taking place. I thought. I immediately read it, and I was like, it's a good name, but if it's in the water, the bear's fucked.
Yeah.
And if it's on land, then the shark's fucked.
Yeah, it's just not even interesting.
Yeah, like
because there's no neutral ground.
Yeah, there is no neutral ground.
Yeah,
it's just a shallow pool and a bear. I think it would win because it fucks salmon up.
Shallow pool, flat shark.
And a flat shark.
That's an old Chinese proverb.
Is it? Go on, sorry.
I digressed
into whether this works tactically.
I'm literally like going to look at the... Is it a 10? I think it might be a 10.
Do it.
I listen to it all the time.
I think if
I love
if you
everything
listen to it
about
all the
it.
time, and you're
Like since 2001, as
I mean,
or whenever it
gotta
came
be
out, maybe a bit after. And I don't dislike any songs on it. It's a 10.
Oh,
He's gone. He's gone. I love the boys.
Really harsh when I give it a 5. It's not a 5. It's not a 5 for me. I love that it's a 10.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Top 5 album.
Yeah,
I think it's got to probably be about 10 albums in my life that are a 10.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll give it a. I'm gonna go 7.
Good.
I thought it was really good.
I'll take it.
I'm not sure. I think there's like 1 or 2 tracks that I put on a playlist.
Yeah, that's
going
fair.
back to you, like building a mega playlist. But I think if I see them live, they might swing upwards. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, I'm down for that.
I wonder if that's our highest scorer. We should keep.
That is your highest score.
Is it both like combined though? We should do combined scores.
Oh, so 17.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I can't remember.
We'll
go back.
Oh, this podcast's getting better and better, mate.
God, so many features.
Have we got any other features, or is that it?
No, that is
it. So many features that we're just doing 2 things.
I've just talked extensively about just vibes.
Yeah.
Lead singer vibes. That's what I'm obsessed with.
That was the
Yeah. Imagine Iron Maiden. Bruce Dickinson. Actually, that is a bad example because I can imagine him with a guitar.
Yeah,
I was about to say imagine him with a guitar, but I definitely can.
I'm trying to think of bands now. We Are the Ocean did it where they had a front man.
Right.
And they sacked him off.
Oh, and the guitarist took
over to play guitar.
Okay.
And they were a bit Alexis on Fire.
Yeah, I could see. I don't know that well, but
and then the singer took over.
Yeah,
their older stuff's actually better than their scream shouty stuff. They're actually really good. We're gonna have to think of some more examples now of like bands that have got the wrong.
I think pop punk's the
lineup
perfect genre for it because it really swings between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't know why.
Oh, my recommendation for today is actually
That was part of the job.
Spotify really quick. You had one last week and you didn't give me.
Yeah, I did. What was that? I've been so busy.
I'm going to give you another one, which I think probably, if you listen to Dangerous Summer's early stuff, is a band that they'd listen to. And it's probably Drive Through Records band.
Oh, yeah.
From 2000-ish, something like that. The Newfound Glory heydays of pop punk. I'm going to guess the starting line.
Great shout. Because I've definitely no.
And they're playing.
But I've definitely heard them
this year.
Yeah.
So we can watch them.
Oh, that's perfect.
And the album is called "Say It Like You Mean It."
Okay.
Which I think is, I won't ruin next week, but is probably up there as just a perfect pop punk record.
This is the perfect shout because I've definitely heard them once.
Should have heard them more,
but haven't really listened to them. I did have one written down that I was like, I literally have no idea if you would have listened to them or not. This is going to be
something I've never heard of, all my favourite bands.
So you definitely will have.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to pluck something else out of my arse, basically. Did you ever listen?
Don't do that in person.
Did you ever listen to The Gap?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not. Oh yeah, that album with the robot front cover.
Yeah,
I've definitely.
Okay, that was the one I was because I was like, he could go either way on this.
Yeah, no, I liked them. They were okay. I don't think I've listened to them enough, maybe.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to go really left field. I'm not even sure you're going to like it, but it was an album I loved from last year.
Okay.
Did you listen to Chat Pile at all?
Chat
Pile.
No.
Lovely.
Okay. I think they played 2,000 Trees.
Yeah, they probably did.
I didn't see it.
And they're fucking scary.
Scary. What, heavy?
It's sort of beyond,
Beyond heavy?
Yeah, but not as in really heavy, as in a bit just fucking weird. Give it a go.
All right.
I'm scared of,
you really fucked it now.
I'm intrigued. I think it'll be a good chat.
All right. Nice.
Good pile of chat.
Stop that.